video record the wall just so we can capture our text here. Okay, so I think I asked you this question as we were going through, but how do you think that the photos with text actually get into this app?
Get into the app by taking a new picture or import from the library.
Okay. So when you start the app, when you first tap on the Get Text, would you expect it automatically bring in any new photos that weren't already in the app, or would you expect it to work the way that the demonstration did, which is where you had to click an import all command to get it to bring in?
I would prefer to use as it is right now.
Okay.
Because I feel it is a little bit creepy if it kept like pushing all the new photos into the app, and like I may not take them like to analyze the test. I probably just take a picture. It is not for the app. Yeah, so I would prefer to choose manually from the library, or like take the picture after you open up the app.
Okay. And I think I used the term import all to describe the act of bringing in new photos with text. Is that a reasonable term, or can you think of a better, different
import
term?
All, like all as all the photos in the library, or
sorry, I think it was import new.
Import new.
Yeah.
It is import new. First of all, as I've mentioned already, I think import new photos from the library and capture a new picture and use that directly into the app should be at least sub function under the same menu, or they should be like a separate function, because when I see the button called import new, I won't recognize that it has the ability to let me to take a new picture. I maybe think it is to import the photos from the library, like existing photos, but like import new is definitely an understandable term to me, to import from the library. And I think it may be helpful to have icons as well. For now, it's like all the buttons are text. They're like, I'm not sure for Android user, but for iOS user, we are so trained to recognize all the icons, because there are like a bunch of icons with consistent functionality through a lot of years already. So if I were you, I would just choose like there's the import icon with the arrow, and maybe like the camera icon for take a new picture. That makes a lot of sense. And also icon save space as well, because text buttons are longer, and if you have like more integrated and complicated functionality into the app, the text button may take a lot of space. Yes.
Okay, so once the app is imported, new text, the way that this demonstration worked is it would show you a list of just the new ones that were just brought in, and then there was another link that you could use to see all of them. And my question is, which do you think would be a better approach? To always show all the photos once you've brought some in, or just show the ones that were just brought in?
I think, to me personally, I would think showing all the photo as default makes more sense, and I should have a filter or another separate tab to switch to the view of the new imported photos.
Okay. What order do you think the pictures with text should be shown in?
From the newest to the most ancient ones.
Okay.
Like as a default.
And kind of like we were talking about earlier, you would expect that there would be some ways of sorting it differently.
Yeah.
Or choosing some other ones, but that would be your default.
I wonder if you would have a function to rename the photos, like the photos when you import it. There are certainly tags recognized but will the user be able to name it? Because I'm a very organized person. I name everything,
Yeah.
so that I can like really easy to retrieve everything, and I kind of know when I see the name of certain file or something, I would know what's in it. So if you have the naming function, you should have the way to order it in an alphabetical way, like from A to Z.
Okay. Okay, that's an interesting one.
Mm.
Okay, so last, I'm going to kind of tell you about how I started this process.
Okay.
Started with a project, and we built as an engineering prototype with no actual like user research or anything.
Mm.
We built a wearable scanner.
Oh, wow.
That's what it looked like. It's obviously very prototypey, and it's the least wireless thing ever built. And it was something that you would wear on your hand, and you could literally scan a URL.
Mm-hmm.
And
Is it Ubicom lab? Which lab is it?
We did this for Keith's course, his Principles of User Interface
okay.
Software. Basically what we could do is you could scan, for example, a URL, and it would open the URL in the default browser of the attached computer.
Oh.
Runtime was very slow.
Okay.
And as you can see, it was not exactly the most portable kinds of thing you could walk around wearing. But what I wanted to do is ask people, just as kind of an ending question, do you think you would wear a wearable scanner?
I think it would be great if it can be integrated into a smartwatch or something, but I won't wear it on a daily basis because it's not as like something you should be wearing, because it is supposed to be used under under certain like case like or timing. You need to read something from a picture, but I'm not seeing it used like a smartphone or a smartwatch like every day, every minute. So yeah.
Okay. How would you expect a wearable scanner to operate?
Using finger makes sense because it is a very natural gesture. Like when people read, they follow their fingertips to read something. So it's like a very natural gesture for people to just follow the lines using their finger. But I think it's acceptable if it is integrated in certain smart wearable device. You can take off from your like a wristband or a ring or something. You can just take it off and use the certain like area of that device to scan the paper. I think that is also acceptable. Yeah.
Okay. Super. Thank you.